Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is the good news from God, always bringing you good news. I hope that you are very pleased with today's weather. This is October 19, 2018, and it looks like the Holy Spirit is back. You know, God has left us, but now He is back. And let's talk about a little bit about the revival. It is said that before the Messiah's return, there's gonna be a revival, you know, a move of God, and great miracles are supposed to take place. And after that, we don't know when, but maybe around those times is when the Messiah will return. So I'm gonna talk about a little bit. I don't wanna, remember the bad times, but I know without God's presence, we're nothing. So now that He's back, I hope that He stays for a little bit and helps us catch up, you know, to be saved and ready for the Messiah's return. Yes. So as it is now, I'm sorry for the pause. As it is now that He's back, I wanted to talk about those people which I previously talked about in the other video. Those who are the children of evil and the children of the dark places. So, with that being said, it is said that when the rapture takes place and the King is back, which is Jesus Christ, that people are going to hide under the rocks. And people are going to hide wherever they can hide. Just somewhere that they won't get caught. I'm gonna comment on that. I want to say that is so stupid. How can you either way, He's gonna find you. He's God. He's gonna look through the rocks and find you. So what kind of, this is what I thought first, that I thought it was kind of ridiculous to try to do that, to try to hide somewhere from God, if God knows everything and God could see through everything. But there are those that are called the children of the light, and there are those who are called the children of darkness. So when you are evil or wicked and you rejected God, that means you don't want to be a part of God's team, and for various reasons that I've already named in my previous videos. For various reasons, but if you reject God, then you are a child of the darkness. And with that being said, when you are wicked, you get possessed by demons. You allow those type of entities because you wanted to. You chose to. God is always waiting for... It's funny how sometimes they say that God knocks at the door from your heart, that He wants to come in. And a lot of people, and you guys know this is true. A lot of people close the door. How can we close the door? Well, when He tries to speak to you, that means, when you try to do a good thing, you reject it. You're defying. You don't want to do it. And so a lot of people don't do it, or they ignore God's voice. And so you have just closed the door, which God was knocking on and hoping to enter, and you have just closed. Some people are very how do I say, they have no love for themselves or for anybody. And they hate God because God is authority and God is judgment, and some people don't want to be judged. They don't want to be told what to do, and it's pretty much it, you know. So I'm going back to what I was talking about. You know, when the rapture happens, there's people that are going to hide under the rocks. Just because, you know, I was saying that when you reject God, you open up yourself to demons so they can overcome your body. And you know this already. And you start to get to know yourself. You start to get to know who they are because they talk to you. And you accept them into your body. And so you start to make a pact with these demons. And a lot of people think that they could get away with just speaking to the demons in secret in the room. Because the room is a place where, you know, God says, close the door of your room and pray. It's a place for privacy. So a lot of times when you close the door of your room, there's privacy. And so you let whoever you let inside the room, whoever you want to. I mean, you could do whatever you want in your room and no one will ever know because it's private. So a lot of people think they could get away with talking to these demons, that they are, you know, possessed, and the demons talk back to them. And they think that nobody's hearing their conversation with the demons as they speak with the demons. And they think, oh, you know, I've got it made, you know. I'll just, you know, when Satan will, you know, he's a liar and a schemer. So when it comes to him protecting his children, he will do whatever it takes to protect your children, his children. For the meanwhile, he calls them his, because they have already in secret denied God, ignored God's voice. They don't want to be with him, so they choose to be with Satan. When you don't want to do what's good, and you don't want to give yourself to what's good, then you automatically belong to Satan, and you automatically belong to the dark forces. And when you know this, you start knowing this. When you start knowing that you belong to the dark forces, then you can straight talk to whatever demon that you have, whatever demon comes to you. And you could just ask him just about anything. He'll ask you, like, you know, what are you doing tomorrow? And you'll be like, well, you know, this person is giving me trouble, and I need to get her out of the way because she's a good person, and the demon will tell you how to do it. So when you show up to work, he already told you how to do it, but yet you think you have spoken to this entity in secret and no one heard you. So you show up to work, and this happens to be a good person, and when you do that, you allow the entity to come inside you. And sometimes that person cannot look at you or stand your presence, because it is that demon inside you that's killing her in spirit. And she ends up just leaving the job, and you get what you wanted, to get rid of her. So with that being said, when you do that, you have already in secret, believe it or not, you know what you're doing, you're conscious, you know. So these are the children of the dark forces, and people know what they're doing, you know. So after that, when you belong to Satan, you become blind. So God's punishment to, Satan and to other people that want to belong to him is that you become blind, and you made your own self become blind because you actually in the physical form you didn't want to see the good things. So now you become blind, and so many people that are wicked are really blind. Like they don't have the knowledge that a Christian would have. As in, as I was saying, speaking about the rapture, when that happens, it is written in the Bible that the evil men, mankind, women, children, everyone that is a child of the dark, they will hide under the rocks and under places that, and back to what I was saying, that I thought it was kind of stupid that you think you're gonna hide from God, that he's gonna catch you, is because they're so into their evil. Satan has wrapped around their eyes with his lies. He has already blindfolded them, and they don't know anything. So these people become blind, and when you become blind, you cannot see. So you become, therefore, you become stupid. You don't know what to do. So these people think that, as in a rational way, they think that if they hide, they can get a little bit of more time, or like maybe they think, that Satan is gonna come and save them in a way, or they get to get here a little bit more time. They just they're so caught up into their own world of darkness that they really do think that you can get away from God, even though he has everything in control. So these people are fully blind, and so they will hide. So now what is happening, now that we have the Holy Spirit back, if you guys think that I'm crazy or talking out, that what do you mean the Holy Spirit is back? Well, take a look around you guys. When the Holy Spirit is around a city, things tend to mellow down more. When you feel a lot more happier than what you did last season, then the Holy Spirit, is just pacing, pacing around a city or pacing around a nation, trying to give you, a break, because we do have breaks, So with that being said, we should be happy, that he's still, around us a little bit at least. Something is something. So now that he's around us again, there's a lot of people that are that I could tell, and we could all tell. I mean, you could tell if the person next to you is wicked or not just by sensing their appearance, just by, they're always mad all the time. And when they look at you, it's not a friendly look. It's like, I hate you. It's a hate look. And if you're a Christian, that happens more often because the entities are inside those people are never going to like God. And so if you can kill somebody that's good, that's kind of like a payback to God for leaving those people alone to suffer. This is what they think. They think that God has put them through a lot of things, that it's God's fault that they fell, so hard in life, and that they're abandoned and abused and on drugs. But these people don't, they don't have like a, respect for God. They don't say, you know what, God, I think I was far from you, and I never showed up to church, and I never prayed just at least one prayer. They never prayed that prayer. They just wanted God to be their waitress, or just wanted to use God just for favors, and then after that, that God gives them what they want. They can, you know, flip God up with the middle finger or curse him and give God his their backs and leave as it was, you know. We are in the times now that I can say what I just said, you know, that people are cursing God in their heart and in their spirit, but it's not time yet until the Antichrist comes back to act and say it. Because when the Antichrist, or when there is no law, people will walk around the world, and people that you know and your neighbors, and shout and curse God, you know, and say that there is no God for them or in earth, because they will be given authority over Christians too for a certain time, you know, and it'll be a test for Christians. So yeah, so with that being said, there's a lot of people, you know, that now that the Holy Spirit is back, and it kind of reminded me of the rapture. Now that he's back, these people are no longer out in the street. You know, I just noticed as a woman of God that, you know, the sun was shining so bright, and now all of a sudden people were like hiding away from him. Like they're more inside their house now. Like they don't like the light. And I have 2 family members that are like that, they like to be in the dark a lot. They don't like the light. And those 2 family members are unsaved people. And those 2 family members have not been the best of people within the family, you know. And I've noticed that since I was a child, since I was a teenager, I've always liked, you know, opening my curtains and seeing the sunrise. It just gives me, and I noticed that they don't. So do you guys see like a connection with what I'm saying? Just wanted to point that there. So now that the Holy Spirit is like, a lot of people don't want to, the criminals are hiding now. They're going inside their house. They're not out there. Because if they get caught, they don't want to look stupid. That's one. And it's all about Satan and God all the time. So there's a lot of people that are so demonized that, you know, they just don't like the light. They'll be like, I'll just hide in my car, you know, and smoke, you know, or I'll just do methamphetamine in my van, you know. I don't need to be out there. You know, because when God is back, they're scared. Some people are scared of punishment, and that is going to happen. You know, God is the one being that has all those stuff. I'm going to end this video right now. I hope that you guys learned from it. But mostly, I hope that you liked learning from, you know, from the things that I believe that God puts into my mind, so that I can, you know, help people. And if you guys want to comment or question, you guys can leave it. So thank you so much for listening to my video.